Hello everyone. Welcome again to our comments about what is taking place here in the Boquete district. We talked before about the different bodies that will take care of our community. The legislative body, which would be the concejales and the group of concejales. And they are the ones who will be spending most of the time evaluating whatever requirement is needed as to organize the community. Then we have the executive body, which is the mayor and his group. And what they do now is to make sure that everything is going fine with the execution of the many projects that are taking place. The mayor has been talking to us about the major projects which he's been taking care of. Those are projects that will take longer than just doing the daily work, which is taking place with another group of people who are in charge of that. And that's why many of the times that we have tried to get in touch with the mayor, he's not available because he's in Panama City working out all these projects. And among these projects, we got the land use, which is a process that has been taking place since 2009, if I'm not mistaken. And right now it's up to 60% complete, but it still needs to agree on other groups that needs to be the ones who will execute them to review the same project. And it is important for all the community and the citizens to be participating on every opportunity that is about what is going to be designed as the land use and permits and where and how, taking into consideration the risk evaluations of course, what we have here, which is the natural environment. Also taking into consideration the environment itself, and then the population as a group that will sit here with all the industries, the commerce, the traffic, etc., that will also be part of this community, with the idea that it will be set up a kind of a operation or a guidance to development the community in the next 50 years. This means that with this land use plan is expected to be good for the next 50 years, but with the idea that it could extend it to the 100 years. So it's very important for all the people that are interested in contributing with their ideas and just in the conversations be attending the meetings that are for this purpose. Along with these other projects, this project, there is another project that the mayor is also working with the central government, and it is the one that has to deal with the water system. It's not only the potable water, which now they are working on a project to create 2 or 3 processing plants for the water to make sure that the water is working fine and it is high quality water for drinking for the drinking of all the communities and also the new communities that are already in the process of being established. There are many new communities, especially down to the area closer to the David city, which they are the ones who will be requiring more water. But we also need to consider, keep in mind the fact that these water are provided for the upper part of the district. So there is a responsibility from both sides, the sides of the taking care of the water and the sources of the water, and also the ones who are going to be managing the water all the way through the down part of the district. We need to remember that the district is not only here upper part in Boquete, but it's also very close to Dolega. In fact, it is the borderline with Dolega, which means that all this area needs to be thought through in regards to the distribution of the water. But it's not only the water, the potable water, it's also the used water that also needs to be kept in mind, as it is the management of the water that is collected because of the heavy rains that we have, as we have had lately, very heavy rains. So it's necessary to also control them. And all this in order to protect the integrity of the community, so we don't have any kind of disasters because of mismanagement of the water that it is here. In this case, we need to feel blessed because we still have water. Other areas do not have water. So those 2 major projects are the ones who've been taking most of the time of the mayor in Panama City. And the reason is because we still do not have the decentralization kind of law in place, which means that everything is centralized in Panama City. If this kind of projects need to be advanced, the mayor and people that he decides that could be there as designated will have to be there in order to make sure that every part, because on the other hand, it's also important to remember that every segment of what is required in the development needs to be in the table at the meetings, which means the MOP, which is the one with the streets, which is the one that also deals with all the superficial water that we're getting. IDAN will have to be there, even if Boquete still is the only district that handles its own water, but it still needs to be there. And as well the Minister of Housing needs to be there. So all this is taking place in Panama City. Then the mayor will have to come back and then give us a report and have the meetings with the cities, have the meetings with the other bodies of the municipality in order to make this project to work. So those are the major, as I said, major projects that are taking place. With all these other projects, there are also other situations that are being taking the time of the municipality, which is the security system, the personal security. There is promotion of the vecinos vigilantes, which is about the neighborhoods who are overseen for each other. But it's also another ones we're going to be coming up, which is all the stores that will also have some sort of kind of what they call the comercios vigilantes, as well as the people who are in the transportation. And an extra one, which is the farmers too. So all these groups are going to be organized as a manner to keep the safety of the people and the security of their surroundings. So far, this has been the major areas that the mayor has been working on. As I think that the other part is the touristic part, the touristic segment, which is also another one that is along with the development of the land use, because with that, it is important to promote or to create and sustain all the important parts of the districts that are going to become attractions to the people who are visiting the area. So with this is basically most of what the last 2 months or 3 months the mayor has been doing some visits. Also, he's been out of the country. He's been visiting China. And along with him went other people that represent, for instance, the transportation, and I think they're also part of the farmers, agricultural, and touristic people. And with all this group, they went and visited, invited by the government of China to take a look at all these same themes that have been facing the mayor along with the municipality. With this, I finished today the brief comments about what is taking place in our district at the level of the municipality. Thank you very much.